everyone, today I'm going to do a video on how I deep clean my decks. This is a method that I use maybe once a month or every 2 to 3 readings depending on how many readings I do with a card deck. And today I'm going to use my Wisdom of the House of Night card deck because I have 3 cards that I use on my altar every day, and I feel like if you have them sitting outside of their box for a while, especially on an altar, I feel like they aren't as effective if you don't cleanse them a lot. So I'm going to cleanse those today. And then I have 2 pieces of selenite, and I'll get to the reason why in a second. I have a sage spray, which my friend bought me off of Amazon. You can purchase these at metaphysical shops. Sometimes they have them there, but getting it on Amazon is really easy and pretty affordable. And then I have a cloth, which I use a lens cloth that can be used for like cameras or smartphones or something like that. I like this because it's very lint free and it's just a really nice cloth to use. And yeah, that's all you need, or that's all I use. And before I get started, I want to note that this method is my method of deep cleaning my cards. If you have a different method that you feel that works for you best, then feel free to use it. This is just the way that I do it, and I find it to be very effective. So yeah, let's get started. You just want to take the deck and the guidebook and everything out of the box. And then I always sit the box with the top and the bottom open, and then I just shake it up and spritz it once or twice, just enough to not really get it saturated, but just a couple droplets in the bottom, and that's enough to cleanse the energy in the card box itself. And if you do this at the beginning, usually by the time you're done cleansing all the cards, it will be dry. So I set that off to the side, and then I have my card deck, and I usually just have my card deck sitting beside me, and I have the uncleansed ones and cleansed ones here. So I'm going to start with these, since these are the cards that I use on my altar, and these are the ones that I'm focusing on today. So I'm going to spray the lens cloth just a couple times just to get it to where when you touch it you can tell that it's damp, but it's not really coming off on your fingers. And so then I take the card, and depending on what way you want to start, I always do it that way, and then I just set it off to the side so that I know that one is cleansed. And try to get most of the card, and then so those ones are cleansed. And so then I just go through the deck doing the same thing to each card. And I'm not going to go through the whole deck because I actually did this video earlier and did all those. So I have selenite sitting here, and the reason why is because the angels told me that if you are worried about darker energies or bad energies getting stuck in your decks when between cleanings or something like that, like let's say you're in a very negative environment and you're worried about things getting stuck in the deck, you can put a piece of selenite in the deck box, and they said selenite works best just because it is a cleansing stone. It can cleanse other stones of bad energies. It's it's a really high vibrational crystal, and it's meant to connect to the higher realms. So it is a really great crystal for that. So the way you would do that is you would take the bottom of the card box, just put your cards in like you would normally would, and then just stick a piece of selenite in there before you put the lid on. And that just helps to seal it and keep it safe from darker energies. You can use a selenite wand like this one, or you can use a piece of selenite. Even if it's just that big, it will still do the job. It's really just having it in the box is a good idea. And they said it will just kind of protect from the inside out, essentially. So that will help keep your decks charged and kind of ready to go and not influenced by darker energies. And let me see if there's anything I haven't covered. Oh, so if you want to do a method where you're using sage smoke, like if you were to actually burn a piece or a bundle of sage and do it that way, I would recommend burning the sage bundle over either an abalone shell or something that's going to catch those ashes, just so it's not getting like on a surface. And then I would just take each card, and if you're holding the sage bundle here, like let's say this is the sage bundle, you're holding it over a bowl or a plate or whatever to catch the ashes, then I would just brush the card through the smoke and keep going throughout the deck until you're done. And if you're worried about darker energies getting into the booklet, which I don't usually worry about, but because I don't find a problem with that necessarily, but if you are and you have a sage spray, you can go like this. Just spritz it a little bit as you're flipping through and it should be good. And as well, if you're doing the smoke, you can do that over the smoke. Just don't drop it on the ashes because that would probably be bad. But yeah, that's just a really simple way of deep cleaning your decks, and I find it to be effective. I use this method all the time, so yeah, I just figured I would share, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Bye.